What a show we had for you this week on the Archer's Choice. We packed up the team and headed southwest.
We went down to New Mexico in the Gila National Forest.
Oh, the Gila. Folks, you got to remember, the Gila in New Mexico is all national public hunting.
And big, major bull elks. Major bull elks. We were down there hunting with Carlos DeLo and Rugged Mountain Outfitters.
Right.
Carlos and his brothers, they know the area. They were born and raised down there, and they know the terrain, where those big bulls stay. They're it.
This is it, so you don't want to miss this week's show on the Archer's Choice. Yes, New Mexico is where it's at, and we hunted with one who knows this incredible area better than most, Carlos De La Hoya of Rugged Mountain Outfitters. Carlos and his brothers know elk, and they definitely know the Gila. Elk hunting can bring out many different emotions, excitement, frustrations, total exhaustion, mental stress as well as physical. All these and more can happen to you in one day of elk hunting. As a matter of fact, this is why we hunt. No matter the game, hunting is a roller coaster ride of pure emotion. So hold on, let's share on a ride down in the Gila for the monster bulls of New Mexico. Welcome back to the Archer's Choice. You know, we talk about the team. We got team bowhunter Randy Brander, and we got Heath back out from editing.
Yep, we took the optical predator out of the editing room.
Yep.
And he was elk hunting, his dream hunt.
You know,
he wanted to go elk hunting.
Talk about predator.
I know, I was just going to say, the optical predator became the prey.
Yes. On this next hunt, you have to check this out. Randy and Heath are cow calling. They've got a bull going nuts.
You know what? Don't ruin it. Watch this.
You ever walk into a room and you get this feeling that somebody's staring at you, and you turn around and there they are watching you?
Stalking us, look at that.
Well, Randy and I were in New Mexico hunting elk, and I was actually getting ready to shoot a bull, and I got this feeling that something was watching me. So I turned around and looked behind me, and sure enough, here comes this animal. All I could see was paws coming at me, and my first response was, oh look, a little bobcat. What I didn't realize, this was a 200-pound mountain lion that had put Randy and I on his dinner plate.
Can you believe that? Being stalked by a mountain lion.
Man, son of a gun.
That is unbelievable. You know, we had that bull work up around us, and for some reason, I look behind us, and all I see is paws.
Yeah.
That thing was stalking us. He put us on the dinner menu.
Yeah, he arrested that elk.
Oh man, there he goes right there. Can you see him?
Yeah, there he is.
You know how rare it is to see a mountain lion in the wild.
I know, it's tough.
He was looking at me like I was a big pork chop. Look at that here.
I was just his appetizer.
One of the biggest challenges I have while I'm bow hunting for elk is, one of them is actually getting close enough to have a shot in my comfort zone, but the other one is actually staying composed long enough to actually be able to draw my bow back and maybe take a shot on the animal. When those bulls come in, and if they're vocal and they're bugling, and sometimes they don't even bugle, sometimes they just let out these screams that make all the hair on the back of my neck stand up. it is hard to concentrate and to remember not to move and when to draw your bow when this big bull is mixing up your brain waves with these screams. The first morning out, we weren't in the woods 15 minutes and Carlos already had a response to his call. We kept going towards where the bull was bugling from, and it sounded like he started coming towards us also, to Carlos's calls. So we had gotten set up, Carlos and I sat next to each other, and Ralph was about 15, maybe 10, 15 yards behind us. As he's calling and we hear the one bull bugling, Carlos just had a feeling. He turned around, looked, and here comes a 5x5, very quietly, right behind Ralph, I mean maybe 10 yards behind him. The bull, Ralph got great footage, you could see him perfectly, but I had no shot unless I shot right past Ralph's head. And I didn't want to do that because I figured the wind whistling through it might have deflected the arrow.
Hey, welcome back to Archer's Choice. You know, Vic, once again, I have to thank her for not shooting at that bull because you would have had to pass through me to get that bull.
Yeah, but wind from the arrow, I was a little worried about it.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Here in New Mexico, we have some really great elk hunting. We have, of course, the Gila, where we're at now. We also have plenty of areas in northern New Mexico. We have the Jemez Mountains, which now we've acquired a 100 square mile area called which was originally the Baca land grant, and we're greatly anticipating being given access to that area. We've got Mount Taylor, we've got areas, Unit 38, Unit 36 over by Rio Doso, which are excellent. We've got many, many areas in northern New Mexico, which are an extension of the Southern Rockies, and which includes the Valle Vidal, which is a once-in-a-lifetime hunt, very, very strictly controlled, but extremely high quality, as good as any elk hunting you'll find in the world. And of course we have the Gila here, which is a vast volcanic plateau, which is hundreds of square miles literally, which includes wilderness and also national forest. There are some areas that have bulls, like really large bulls, right off the highway. You can hear the cars going by right on the highway, but it doesn't seem to bother the elk. So we have really some opportunities for anybody that wants to hunt, all the way from spike camps, walking in, packing in, or some areas that are fairly accessible as well. Okay, this is that ridge I was talking to you about. We got those bulls coming down the canyons this way where they've been bedded during the day, and they'll be crossing through here. So let's check this area out and do some glassing. I think they'll be coming down that cut right there, passing over that ridge. So let's go on up here and see what kind of approach we might use for tonight.
Sounds good. There's something about the adrenaline going through your body when that bull is close, so close to you, and he lets out a bugle, and you can smell him before you can even see him when he's coming in. But when he bugles and your hair stands up and it feels like the ground is just trembling underneath your feet, but then all of a sudden you realize that's just your body shaking. seen that close. Oh boy. New Mexico is an absolutely beautiful state. You have desert and mountain areas. Early in the morning when you're out there before the sun comes up and you can hear the elk bugling, but you can't see them because the fog is lowered down into the canyons. And as that fog starts rising, and maybe you can start seeing the elk underneath there, but it's such an awesome sight to see that rise up. And then during the middle of the day, maybe you're taking a break, maybe you're having lunchtime, you're sitting on the mountaintop and you're kind of glassing, eating your lunch, and these clouds. But we don't have clouds like this in Illinois. They're like big puffy marshmallow clouds down there. And then the sunsets in New Mexico, they're indescribable. Elk hunting is extremely intense. There is a giant creature out there with these massive horns coming at you, and you're supposed to stay composed and you're supposed to be able to just pull that bow back at the perfect time, and everything's supposed to work just the way it's supposed to. It doesn't. It is so intense that this bull elk had come in. I had the opportunity. I drew back when he was behind the tree, and he stopped. And everything in your head races, and you're thinking, what did I do? Please take one step. This is my year. I'm going to get him. Now you have all seen my encounters, and you have seen the trouble that I have. It is not a walk in the park. Elk hunting is not a piece of cake. I have tried. I have done everything physically and mentally possible, and it is just not easy. I was ready physically. I was ready mentally. This time, the elk didn't want to cooperate with me. That's all I can say. They stopped behind trees. I have no shot. They don't want to come close enough for me to shoot. I have no shot. I guess that's just the way it goes.
Was this an elk hunt, or what a show? I mean, you had so many opportunities.
I think I probably got as close as you possibly can without coming home with an ounce. You want some else? You know, I mean, the other thing, though, was Randy and Heath. Thank goodness they didn't become a pork chop to that mountain lion.
I'm telling you, they were literally having a Big Mac attack, but they were the Big Mac, and we thank goodness that cat didn't chew them all up. Hey, folks, once again, we want to thank you for sharing some time with us. And remember, same time,
Same station.
right here on The Archer's Choice.